All right. All right, guys. This is Lawrence Tam, and we are doing an exclusive training. I don't think it's been ever been shown before on kind of what we're doing here, and we want everyone to be going to this website, Magic Traffic Machine. I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste this in the chat window, so you might see on your right side. Um, and if you want to go to it, you can go to it here. Let me make it bigger. You can go here and we're going to be doing our patented, not even patented, our usual customer participation, class participation. We like to do things like in a classroom type atmosphere. We just want to make sure you're actually doing what we're telling you to do, which is participate in what we're teaching you, because if not, what's the point, right? So facebook.com/groups magic traffic machine will accept you in that group, and let's get on with it. So my partner Toby Black, he came home and we were talking, and we're like, you know what? Both of us have done a ton of marketing, and it's kind of like the buffet. You like whatever you like to do, you just get more of it, right? And so most of us came from the SEO background. It's free, it's organic, you get free clicks over and over again, you don't have to pay for it. And this is kind of the foundation of what Empower is, what Dave's done, how he's protected himself from the paid traffic, meltdown of PPC. But we do have a love affair with blogging. I mean, it's kind of how both of us made a lot of money, how a lot of us built our traffic in our list for free, understanding what we call SEO. And so we kind of want to take you to a basic understanding and also take you on a higher level understanding. But before we do, I would like everyone to throw your hands in the air if you can. So please throw your hands in the air. Let me make sure you can actually hear me and see my screen. Throw your hands up so I can make sure we have some good participation. Make sure you can see what I have. We have a pretty packed house right now. I think we
And
have
guys,
over.
we will not begin the massiveness of what's about to happen until how many people we got in here? 181 until at least 90, at least 90 people have to comment or click like on Adam Holland's Traffic Like Magic but Real epic tagline post. We need to have at least 90.
We're looking for 90. So,
We're looking
until
for
then, we'll just kind of shoot the crap until you're ready to actually see what we're about to teach you. Until then, we're looking for 90.
90.
Okay,
So
so you better
between
hit this.
comments and between likes. And last week when we did our training with Dagan, which some of you guys may have been on, there was it was probably the fastest. Did anybody else hear that echo? Oh, no, it stops. It was probably the fastest crowd participation that any of us have ever seen. I think it was like we asked for 80 and it was done within a couple of minutes. So I'm expecting everybody in here to blow that out of the water. And I see we got 43 likes, and we need to have
Yeah, we're good.
40.
We're at almost 70. Okay, I'll do with that.
So, guys, what we wanted to do, and obviously everybody on the webinar right now is either a part of Layla and I's Empower Network team or Lawrence's Empower Network team, or we're friends in some circle, or we're working together in the war room or whatnot. And really, what LT and I have come together and Layla have come together to do is basically cut through the crap. We're fed up of seeing people that we love, people that we like in many different parts of the world spend countless amount of dollars or pounds or whatever their currency is, and waste their life online following people who aren't genuine, who don't really care whether they succeed or not. They're giving money to people that actually don't care whether they make money back or not, and they're really just spinning their wheels. So we said, you know what? Let's cut the crap. Let's go straight to what works all the time. Let's just give our fans, our followers, our teammates, our friends, our family everything that they deserve, everything that they deserve daily. And let's just give them the training that actually makes them the most money. The training that's pretty much done for them, that all they have to do is come in, connect the dots, and they can be successful.
I agree. I
Is-
mean, coming from a
Someone just
guy,
said they can't. You guys can hear me. Everybody can hear me, okay?
yeah, I
So
can hear you.
I read a comment. Someone said they couldn't hear me.
They
Maybe
need to fix
turn
their
your
speakers.
speakers up, my dear.
Turn your
So
speakers
basically,
up.
this is going to be an ongoing. It might be weekly, might be bi-weekly, it might be monthly. Just really depends on what's going on in the Wu-Tang clan and then Layla and I's clan. What's going on? But we're going to definitely be bringing the heat, bringing the value, and just sharing what's happening with us, the insight that we're going through, what's happening in our life to give you the best possible chance of being successful. That's what we're doing.
I mean, if you don't know Toby's story, they lived in the basement of a bar. So what we're going to teach you is something you can implement right now, something that does jive with Empower Network. And we want to teach you some of the things that we've been doing with basic marketing, one form of marketing which is not considered paid, but more so leveraged, right? You don't pay per click, you actually pay per property. Kind of think of like buying real estate in a way. Um, so my first blog I built in 2007, did it on blogger.com, and just because I didn't know any better and no one was teaching me, I was building on a product that wasn't optimized, wasn't built to get traffic, wasn't built to get leads. And I think I spent a year and I had over 100 posts on there. Um, that was kind of a sad feeling after I realized I was supposed to be on WordPress. But I mean, it's a lesson I learned, right? No one was telling me, what are you doing on blogger.com for? I mean, do you really want to just keep doing that? And, the one day they'll just slap you off of that because of you said something or you're trying to sell something or, you're part of an affiliate system. So that was kind of an interesting thing. And then I remember I did my first WordPress blog and I updated something and it crashed the entire blog. Like I had a heart attack. I'm like, oh my goodness, and I was at work, so I had to like be quiet. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just crashed like the whole server, and so it's kind of funny, And now we're looking at this. I remember like back in like when I was in college or 2005 ish, we're like, if we want to get a website, you got to use Front Page or Dreamweaver. I'm thinking, really? What I mean? It's like I'm looking at these pieces of software. I'm like, this has got to be the stupidest software ever. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And like, I don't know if you guys remember back in 2000 when everyone was using Hotmail and the end thing was to put music on your website. You guys remember this, or am I dating myself?
No,
Having music playing in the background.
everybody remembers that, and it's pretty hilarious. When you said that you deleted everything on your blog, I one night, like a couple of months after Layla and I had just moved to WordPress, and we were getting everything together, thinking we were so badass. And Layla went out on a Friday night, came back, and I was just gonna stay in and work on the blog. Came back, and I had deleted the whole thing. I don't even know where it went, what I did. Thank goodness for HostGator and my dumbass because they pulled me out of that. So you're not out there yourself for sure. We've all been there, Cal. We've all been there. It's pretty hilarious stuff.
It is. It is. And the first day I got a lead on my blog, like it was just so awesome not having to call somebody, not trying to convince somebody, not knock on their door, and I got a lead. And I was like, wow, this thing works, right? So, search engine optimization for the complete newbie, what is it? You're trying to optimize your website on the internet to be found by other people who are searching through search engines like Google, Yahoo, or Bing. That's it, right? That's as simple as you can get. How do we get it to a point where we can have online property? So think of it like this: you have a McDonald's, right? Well, let me take this way: you don't own a McDonald's, you own a fast food joint that no one knows the name of, but your products are fantastic. It's better than anything out there. It's better than McDonald's or whatever competition in fast food. But here's the problem. The problem is no one knows it exists and no one knows what your product actually is, right? Because you don't advertise it, you don't actually position to be found, right? And that's just how we all came onto the internet. How do we use things on the internet to position ourselves to get free traffic where people wind up and read our stuff? That's where a blog comes in. But how do you get a blog to be found? I mean, you could have the greatest sales pitch on your blog or the greatest piece of information in the world, but if no one knows it's there, how can people share it? How can people find it? How can you actually monetize it? And that's what happens. People don't. and they quit because they don't figure, well, I mean, if no one sees it, what's the point? We're going to help you with that, and we'll help you understand there's multiple parts to this, and we actually have a pretty cool duo coming in to do some awesome training because you got to understand, myself and Toby, we do a lot of different marketing. But we're like, why don't we bring some people in who just do this? Like, this is one of their high end specialties. And like, well, let's just bring in a specialist, you know? And we just thought it'd be pretty cool because we've been working with them a couple times and we're like, you're actually ranked for that? Like, we're just watching this, like, wow, you can rank for this keyword and rank for that keyword. It's like, okay, well, I'll just bring them on as our special guest and just kind of educating you. Can you really make money on the internet by driving people to a website that had no real paid traffic to it? I'm like, well, why not? You know, and it's all organic, being traffic coming through search engines, finding your information, and consuming whatever you have, whatever information or data you got.
For sure. And what I want everybody to grasp, obviously you saw when you registered and what Lauren's been talking about, that we are doing training right now on blogging and SEO and driving traffic like that. And what I really want you to take to account and bring to the front of your head right now is visualize and think about David Wood's success, Layla and I's success, Lawrence's success, Jonathan Budd's success, quite a lot of people in our niche, Frank Kern, guys who and girls who have made hundreds of thousands and then millions of dollars in this industry, have done it with a great, attractive, successful, profitable blog and blog traffic, because the traffic that comes from your blog, they're like, think of it as they're like your best friends. The traffic that comes from paid marketing, they're like a stranger that you meet at the bar, the stranger that you meet at the grocery store, the stranger you meet at a party. It's going to take you a couple of visits to get to know that person, to start to develop a relationship. The traffic that comes from your blog, they already know you, they're already friends, they already like what you're doing, and it's a much higher quality of lead and relationship that you have coming from your blog. So get grasp that having a blog that develops 10, 20, 30 leads a day is something that you truly, truly want to have, because now they know you. Now they know you, who you are. They know your brand, and it's just a much easier way to develop a presence, develop a big brand, and obviously develop that lifestyle that you want on the internet. But that comes at a cost. That's what I want everybody to grasp is, when Layla and I first started getting into blogging, this is along with every great blogger out there, it is a painstaking, pain in the ass learning curve on the technical side, learning curve on the writing side, learning curve on the video side, learning curve on the cosmetic side of the blog, and it's a learning curve on the traffic side, SEO, on page, off page, all of that stuff. Is it worth it? Absolutely. But again, LT and I are always looking at things saying, okay, this is the way it works, but how can we make it work better? How can we make it work more efficiently? How can we make it work easier for our team, for everybody on the line? And that's why we're doing the training tonight, because we don't want you to have to go through the 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to learn everything under the sun to start to generate results for your blog. We don't want you to have to go through that. We don't want you to have to be sat up until 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning when everybody, normal people, are sleeping, because you're trying to learn all this different SEO crap. We don't want you to do that. We want you to be able to bypass that. We want you to be able to step around that. We want you to be able to step over that and be in a position to just getting straight to the results. Now, this training has come around because, and I'll lead into bringing out the two gentlemen that we got to come and rock the training tonight. A couple of years ago, when Layla and I were at one of our favorite mentors, one of his seminars, Mark Overson, he was introducing to the crowd an up-and-coming true rock star that worked with him personally, that works with him personally in many different things. And we got introduced to Eric, and Eric's just an absolute rock star. He's producing like mad, and we kind of kept in touch for a little bit, and on Facebook and through the different channels that be online. And then we reconnected a couple of weeks ago, and he told me about some of the things that him and his mystery partner that I'll introduce here in a second were doing, and I was absolutely blown away. I was blown away for two reasons. One, because the shit they're doing is so killer and no one else is doing it, and two, that they were doing it and being able to target Empower Network stuff and get Empower Network stuff all over the search engine. So that's obviously we're like, holy shit, here's some two guys that are doing something killer that no one else is doing, and they're doing it to help Empower Network. We have to jump all over this for the people that are on the line tonight that are in Empower Network like us. That's why we wanted to bring them to the table. And then Mr. Adam Holland, who's Eric's partner, some of you guys may know him. He's a fantastic marketer. We've been in the same kind of circles for a couple of years, and I've seen Adam do launches with all kinds of big people, make a tremendous amount of money, and just a guy that knows his stuff. If there's a marketer that knows his stuff, see, Layla and I don't really know our stuff, but we know how to sell and we get by. Adam's the kind of guy that knows how to market, SEO, on-page, PPC, all of that good stuff, an incredible marketer, and that we're really proud and honored to have you guys on the webinar tonight. So with that being said, Mr. Adam Holland, Mr. Eric Wilkes, would you come out and give our amazing team some pure value?
Absolutely, man. We are pumped to be here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Loud and clear, brother.
Right on, man. Well, thank you guys, first of all, for allowing Adam and I to come on this webinar tonight and just bring some massive value to your team as well as to the general marketplace, because the topics we're going to talk about tonight, obviously, you know, is search engine optimization. And what you guys can kind of expect from us, we're going to give you 3 rock solid reasons why you should be doing SEO. And we're going to go into some of the technical stuff, but we're going to explain it to you in a fun, entertaining way that you will understand. So you don't get bogged down. And I see this all the time, and I'm sure you guys do too, Lawrence and Toby, is people get bogged down with the technical stuff. And Toby really hit the nail on the head a while ago, and he said there's a massive, massive learning curve. So what we want to do by the end of tonight is just show you guys a way that we can literally shorten that learning curve to almost nothing if you choose, and yet take full advantage of what SEO and the raw power of SEO can really bring to your business. Adam's going to cover identifying your target market and kind of a quick and dirty keyword research method that we use. I'm going to go over content creation, which is really just on-page search engine optimization, as well as backlinking, which is your off-page SEO. And then we're going to talk about the benefits of outsourcing and what it can really do for you and your business. So we're pretty excited to be here. So let's hop right into this. I want to give a quick background. Who are we? Again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Eric Wilkes. I come from a background as an IT network sales engineer. Sounds like a fancy name. It was really nothing more than telemarketing and consulting. And I hated having the job, just like most people that are in internet marketing now. But I saw the freedom that sales offered. And then ultimately that led me to look around. I found the internet, got involved in this industry in February of 2009. 8 months later, was able to fire my boss. And what that means to you, really, I've got a vast array of techie stuff, but it's kind of dull and boring, and I really don't like talking about it if I don't have to. So I figured out how to become a master at connecting with people and asking lots of questions and really figuring out what people's story was and what they really ultimately wanted in life. And because of that, I became a master at closing people over the phone. I love working with people and love connecting with people. And I'm really excited to be here and share this stuff with you tonight. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Adam really fast here. And Adam is my partner. He's kind of the master behind the scenes. This guy is phenomenal when it comes to SEO, and you're going to hear more about him here right now. So Adam, I'm going to hand it over to you, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody's doing awesome tonight. Thank you, Toby, Layla, Lawrence. Thanks to you guys for having us on tonight. I'm just so excited to be on tonight to be able to share this information with you guys. I think Toby and Layla and I met, I want to say, a couple years ago. It might have been No Excuses 1, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I actually spoke at that event with, I know some of you guys were asking about Ray and Fernie in here. Ray and Fernie were actually one of my first SEO mentors, and they actually, I formed a partnership with them, and that was actually the second SEO company that I owned. And long story short, guys, I've gotten some incredible mentors in terms of SEO, in terms of pay-per-click, in terms of PPV, and I've always been the traffic guy, but things really didn't come so easy to me at first. I mean, if we rewind 4 years ago, I was unemployed. I was actually laid off from my job. So, you know, how many of you guys out there? Let me just go over to the traffic group here and say, how many of you dream one day that you can fire your boss? Go ahead and just go in there and type in like a yes or you betcha or something in there. Just go ahead and comment in that Facebook group there. I want to make sure you guys can hear me nice and good. I used to sit at my job and just dream of what it would be like one day to just like walk into that, you know, into that job and just tell my boss to kiss my butt. And, you know, I almost like painted this romantic picture of me leaving, you know, in a Lamborghini or something like that, you know, or just like that whole picture that we paint for ourselves. That's almost like this dreamlike, lucid state that we get in when we're thinking about. Yes, exactly. So you guys know exactly what I feel. Well, I actually came across this young guy called Jonathan Budd in 2007, and it's so funny looking back now because his capture page was like, you know, he still referred to himself as Mr. Jonathan Budd when he was, you know, 21 or whatever it was, and he said, I made $12.2 thousand this month in my business, and I'm like, man, that dude is like 150 grand a webinar, you know, now easy. I mean, he just did like a $2 million launch, you know, and I knew this guy back in like November of 07. So I actually started digging into internet marketing, the training, and I didn't really go further than the training. What ended up happening was I actually didn't have the opportunity to fire my boss. They actually fired me in February of 08. And I actually couldn't find a job because, one, my resume looked like Swiss cheese, and two, the job market wasn't exactly very good in 2008, as you know, the economy and the recession and everything. So I found myself for the first time unemployed and not able to find a job. And I kind of felt like my back was against the wall. I needed to do something. And within 3 months, I was making a few $1,000s online. Within about 6 to 9 months, I believe it was, I was making a full-time income online. And after about 14, 15, 18 months, something like that, I was doing around $20,000 per month through SEO. I've been a stay-at-home dad now for quite a while, a couple years, because my kids are 1 and 2. Mastered SEO, pay-per-click, PPV, a bunch of different strategies. I've actually created over 300 of my own websites, and whether it be for clients or other projects that I've worked on with other people, I've installed WordPress over 500 times, which, you know, it sounds like a lot, but WordPress, when you really get into the nitty-gritty of it, it takes about 5 clicks to install. It's not the actual installation that's the problem, it's the everything else that comes afterwards. How many of you guys out there feel that way? Go ahead and just raise your hand here and go to webinar. I'm just going to assume that a lot of you are raising it because I can't see. I'm not an organizer, but you know, that's been the thing about SEO is, okay, well, I'll get a website up really easy. I know I can install WordPress, but what happens after that? You know, what do we do? And I figured out the formula, and I was able to rank websites in all sorts of niches, from health and wellness and fitness to finance to MLM and home business to hobbies and personal care. I kind of, you know, have a good chuckle when I tell people that I ranked for stuff like hemorrhoid cream and teeth whitening cream, which you don't want to get confused, especially if you've already used the hemorrhoid cream and then you put that to your mouth, you know, for the teeth whitening. Not a good thing. It's pretty disgusting, actually. So all sorts of different things. And I think, you know, I'm going to bounce it back here to Eric, I believe, here real quick.
I'm trying not to laugh about your hemorrhoid cream thing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's pretty funny. Well, actually, I think I'm going through this, right, Eric? can't even remember.
Yeah, I'll fly through it, and then you can hop into the proof, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth here. But and that's where I'm at. I didn't even discover really internet marketing until late '09, and that's why I just did it the old-fashioned way. I just picked up my phone and started calling people. I had nothing to lose, and when I discovered the internet, it just kind of made things, I don't want to say easier, but definitely a lot more simple. And when I discovered SEO, I went, oh my gosh, and that's what we're kind of leading into right here is why SEO, 3 rock solid reasons. First and foremost, over time, as you build out your backlinks and you build out your SEO campaigns, it will bring you a consistent, steady flow of traffic and leads. And we all know traffic and leads equals sales. And it's much, 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 much cheaper than going the paid traffic route, such as pay-per-click. And it's sustainable and scalable, which are 2 business musts. Sustainable, again, kind of relates to number 1. It's a consistent, steady flow of traffic and leads and ultimately sales. And it's scalable because you can go after one keyword, another keyword, another keyword, and you can just keep expanding. And it's a lot of what David Wood talks about with Empower Network. And I know Adam just recently interviewed a guy by the name of Aaron Rashkin with Empower Network, and he even sat down and he was talking about in that interview how David Wood was showing his AWeber email list, and he goes, dude, it was from 250 to 450 free leads per day. He goes, I had no idea the power of search engine optimization. Now I get it. Now I understand it. And what we're going to do here is kind of just give you some real world examples of some terms that myself and Adam have been able to rank for, and just give you, if you were to go the paid route, what it would actually cost you to get into that industry. So with that, Adam, I'm going to turn it right back over to you, man, and let you go through a few of these examples and just educate these guys what it would actually cost them if they were to go try to do pay-per-click.
Absolutely. So, and just one little thing I wanted to add back here in terms of the consistent, steady lead flow. One thing I didn't really realize was I almost took it for granted. I was making somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 a month on autopilot. I was working maybe 15 to 20 hours a week. And during the summer, my best friends are both, one's finishing up his PhD, and the other one's actually a professor down in Virginia. So they both come back to the area for the summer, and I work for myself, so I can work whenever I feel like it, basically. So we'd hang out all summer. We'd play video games, we'd barbecue, we'd go hiking, we'd go and play tennis, and all sorts of stuff. So I just got really spoiled, and I said, you know what, I kind of want to do something else. I'm not really too interested in SEO anymore. So I literally took these assets that I had created, which is the great thing about SEO. I know Lawrence and Toby were talking about it's online real estate. You have the opportunity to go and sell that real estate for quite a big chunk of money. I sold one website, and I should say one and a couple other smaller ones one month, and I did about 80 grand that month. And that was awesome. I was able to basically, leverage that money, and I put that into this other bigger project that I wanted to work on. And but the problem was I kind of got bored with it. So instead of going and continuing to do SEO, I sold off those assets, and then I started to work on other projects. And then it kind of dawned on me, I'm like, man, why would I ever want to get rid of 15 grand, 18 grand, 20 grand a month just coming in? And I kind of kicked myself in the butt, and just this past year, I started to focus a lot more on not just pay-per-click, but SEO. And we're going to show you exactly why right here and just some of this proof. There's a specific timeshare keyword that Eric and I are working on ranking for with this particular site. And you can see here, can you guys see this? This is I tried to zoom in as much as I could here. Can I just get a...
You might see if you can zoom in just a little bit more, Adam. It's just a little blurry.
There you go. So I'm that's I kind of tried to write it here a little bit bigger, but this is a timeshare keyword. It gets about 6,600 searches a month, according to Google. And the average cost per click, if you were gonna, instead of try and rank for this via SEO, you were gonna do the ads here on the side, the top and the side on Google AdWords. The average cost per click is $4.75 per click. How many of you guys realize how expensive that is? Just go ahead and raise your hand. They're doing what's called the digital wave, I call it. Everybody's raising their hands up like a wave going around the arena. Well, check this out. This is AZ is an Arizona best timeshare. Let me zoom out so I can see it a little bit better here. The top ranked Google result is Sell My Timeshare. Now that website's been around since 2005. We've got RCI, which is a $1.5 billion a year timeshare company. Then we've got a travel site like Red Week, another one called Smart Choice Timeshares. And here's this site, vacationerschoice.com, which is number 5. It took Eric about, I think it was less than 2 hours to make that site and no backlinks. And he's actually up there ranking against these other websites that have been around forever and have obviously ridiculous budgets for SEO. And the crazy thing about this is if he was getting somewhere around 70% of those clicks, I think it's something like 4,800 clicks, you do the math on that times the $4.75 per click, he's essentially getting up to $22,000 in traffic a month for free. How many of you guys see the value in that? Let me go. I'm gonna go back over here to the group here.
Even at 10%, Adam, just on the global monthly searches, even at just 10%, that's 660 visitors. I mean, times $4 a click, you're well over $2,500 just in ad spend on one keyword.
Right, and obviously when you're talking about these kind of keywords, it's not just Arizona timeshare. There's Florida timeshare. There's California timeshare. There's Caribbean timeshares. There's a million different places. There's a million different names of resorts. I mean, hopefully those electrons are firing in your brain. Those neurons are firing in your brain. You're really starting to get a whole bunch of ideas here. Let me go back and just refresh this page here. How many people? I want to go back and see some of these. Oh, cool. You guys are pinning the post. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty, dare I say, badass. So that's just, again, one example here. Let me zoom back out. Some more proof. Eric, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, what do we got up next?
Yeah. What I definitely want to say here, guys, and I'm sure a lot of people on the webinar's brains are just running right now. That's one keyword for one search. Imagine then doing that 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, and having that 600, 6,000, 66,000 searches, and you're dominating the first page where some people are paying 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month for that traffic. You're up there for free. It's really powerful stuff.
Absolutely. You know, and in all honesty, I mean, I did that in 2 months. I started that campaign in July. And, you know, by mid-September, I was already ranking top 5, you know, and I know once we get into top 3, which I fully expect, especially as, you know, in all honesty, with all the projects I have going on right now, I haven't had time because we're so busy building out this SEO campaigns in different niche markets. But I know once we come back to it and we actually start driving links, we'll easily get in the top 3. Which will then, you know, everybody knows top 3 consumes the vast majority of the clicks. So some pretty cool stuff. Just some more proof on what we do here. You can kind of see here what Adam has pulled up again. A couple of different keywords here in this one. I was able to land on the front page of Google for 2 different keywords, but the same post. And that keyword is close leads and closing leads, or how to close leads. And you can see right there, closed leads, it's by itself, has 4,400 searches a month. Closing leads has 480 searches a month. And if you'll scroll down just a little bit, Adam, you'll see I am actually the #1 position for the term closed leads. And for closing leads, I'm like number, I think, 3. Yeah, number 3, right below Katie Freiler. You know, we all know who she is. So it's just the power. I mean, that stuff has been there. I've ranked for that stuff for months and months and months and months and months, and I get leads from it consistently every day or every few days. And it's an extremely steady flow. And as Toby kind of mentioned a while ago, just imagine doing that for more than one keyword. I mean, you're talking hundreds of keywords as you begin scaling your business out, and it's just amazing, and it's exciting what can really happen and what this can do for you.
Beautiful. And then we got another example here. Eric actually went after a brand new MLM company launch. And how many guys, like, it's your dream to, at least SEO-wise, to rank #1 on Google for something? It's like, if I could just get a top ranking on Google. Well, what he did here was he went after a new MLM company that was growing in one particular area. And not only long-tail keywords, you can actually do local-type keywords. And he ranked not just the top 1 or 2, he ranked for all of the top 6 rankings on Google for this particular keyword around that company. So, and this kind of reminds me, I had actually done this with a product back in 2009, and it was around a $215 product. And what I did was I ranked my blog, articles, YouTube videos, hub pages and Squidoo, all these different web properties around there. So I owned, pretty similar to this, probably 6 out of the top 10 rankings, except there's a little more spread out. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 7, whatever it was. And it was so funny because imagine somebody goes and they're looking at an opportunity or they're looking at a product and they're like, well, I'm thinking about buying this, but let me go and check out, what team to join, what rep I wanna join, what company I wanna buy this particular product from, whatever it is. And all of a sudden they're like, okay, well, what's #1 on Google? Let me look at this. Oh, well, it's Adam. Okay, well, what's #2? Well, it's Adam. Well, man, it's looking like Adam's the expert on this product, or this service or this company. Or Eric's the obviously got to be the #1 rep in this company if he's got the first 6 spots in Google for this particular keyword. So, I mean, this is just total domination. Instead of going out there and having competition, there is no competition because you're it. You become the official poster boy for that particular opportunity. So I'm gonna jump in here, and as if you guys aren't already just flabbergasted, it's one of the rare times I can actually use that word.
One thing I want to add to that, Adam, is it's not even just owning the top 6 positions. It's the fact that all 6 are on the same domain name. So it creates instant proof, instant social proof, and instant credibility for that domain name, as Adam kind of alluded to. It makes you look like the expert. So then, of course, when people go and they research that, they see that it's the same domain name and that it's listed multiple times. So they are more apt to click on your site. And the fact that it's all top 6, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's insane. So it really is a way to totally dominate your competition for a single keyword.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. So let's get into the nitty gritty of it. Let me I'm gonna go back here into the group. I'm gonna say, how many of you have the 15K formula? And I'm gonna click on post here. I'm just looking over this. Who wants to get $22,000 in free traffic per month?
Yeah.
No, hell's yeah. I do me.
I said, who else wants to rank on multiple pages on Google for a single keyword?
So I shouldn't put everybody on the spot, but hey, I got it. That's kind of my job as the leader. Is you got to have that 15K formula. So I'm going to go over a little bit of review for you guys. I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. If you guys are already familiar with on-page and off-page SEO, and I'm going to tell you guys how people traditionally do it, and I'm going to tell you guys want to hear the secret guru way to do it? You guys want to hear a little ninja way to do keyword research? Well, this is what we're going to go into tonight. One of the several little ninja strategies we're going to go into tonight. So identifying your target market and doing some keyword research. I'm sure everybody knows about the Google keyword tool. If you don't, just search Google keyword tool and you'll come across it. And kind of my quick and dirty keyword research method is I look for keywords typically that are between 2,000 and 10,000 searches per month. Now, is that in stone? No. If something's got 500 searches a month, but it's super easy to rank for, yeah, I'll probably go for it, anyway. If it's got 50,000 and it's kind of a medium, not overly competitive term, I still might go after it, but I'm going after it with the understanding it might take me 6 months or a year to rank for it. But why am I going after it anyway? Because this is another really big thing in terms of mindset. This is my career, right? I mean, how many of you guys have committed to yourself, I'm going to make a full-time income online, I'm going to, be at home with my spouse. I'm going to be able to control my schedule. I'm going to design my lifestyle, and this is what I'm going to do. Absolutely, guys. So for me, it wasn't such a question of, oh, well, should I rank for this keyword or shouldn't I? It was, well, I want to rank for it, but I just might not rank for it for a little while. Not a big deal. So I'm going to spend most of my time on the stuff that I can rank for quickly, obviously, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to throw away every competitive keyword. And because of that, I've got now several authority sites in several different niches that are ranking for some pretty darn good keywords. Now what you do is you take the keyword, you put it in quotes, just like this is. You put it in the Google search bar. So if I just go here and I type in joint pain relief, oops, if I do it actually in quotes, there we go, like that. And obviously this has got 804,000 results, a little bit too much. But the goal there is to have in the search results of 50,000 competitors or less in there. And that's just one of my couple of different things that I look at in terms of looking for keywords. And again,
Do we
you
have
guys
time
are
to do-
hopefully.
Do we have time to do a real world example real quick, Adam? I'll give you one. Just if you just want to pull up AdWords and maybe just show them real fast, real world, quick and dirty. So we go to AdWords, type in skills of a good leader.
Yeah, we like it dirty.
Just quick and dirty. Just so you guys actually see like the live, like this is the process we go through. Here's this is what we do, and again, this is quick and dirty, so this is one that actually meets this criteria. Skills of a good leader. So this is actually live. This is actually a term I'm actually getting ready to SEO for, so I'm kind of giving you guys away. So low competition, global monthly searches, 3,600. And then if you hop over to the Google search bar and put it in quotes.
Another thing just to point out, $2 cost per click, or just rank for it.
Yeah, or just rank for it. And check this out. There's my blog. So, but
Done.
You see right there, that's out of about 207,000 results, and I normally look for, that 50 to 100,000 range.
Cool. So again, it's not necessarily that it's like in stone with these numbers. The idea here is, again, just like Eric showed, even though this has 3,600 searches, the competition was low enough, and even though it might have been a little bit too competitive, you'd think with 207,000, well, that's where the strategies come in, so we can rank our content quicker. So cool. Now it's a little time intensive to find good keywords, and there's plenty of Empower Network training on how to use software to automate that. I've used Market Samurai. It's really the one that I lean on nowadays. I've also used in the past Micro Niche Finder, but again, just to kind of filter your keywords down to the point where you're going to be able to rank for them a little easier, just take a look at the training in the Empower Network. There's plenty of stuff in terms of that. What I really want to show you guys tonight, instead of just kind of repeating stuff that you've probably already heard in Empower Network, instead of doing the obvious keyword research, I want to show you guys how master marketers can do keyword research. And this works with SEO, pay-per-click. It works with all sorts of different strategies. Now, there's such a thing as keywords, another thing called demographics, and another thing called psychographics. Who here has ever heard of the term psychographics before? And it's not like a crazy psycho killer or something like that kind of a thing. Psycho meaning psychological, and demographics are typically like it's a mom female between the ages of 45 and 55 who is approaching retirement, and she's college educated, and her income is between 55 and 75,000 a year. Those are kind of demographics. Now, psychographics are what are they doing online? What are they searching for? And what is the emotional state that they're in when they're searching for, or doing whatever they're doing online, whether it's a search or they're reading a blog post or an article or watching a video, whatever it is. And once there's plenty of different books that you can go into as far as this goes. Influenced by Cialdini is probably a really good one as far as sales and psychographics go. But I wanted to give you a couple of specific examples that you can do in terms of pay-per-click, banner ads, or SEO and one of them is a pickup lines ebook. I mean, typically, if somebody's going online and searching, go ahead and think of a keyword phrase that somebody would be searching for, where we could market a pickup lines type ebook to them. It's probably like how to approach women or how to talk to women. Kind of a keyword search. Well, those are the most obvious keywords, as I said. Those are also going to be the most competitive. They're the ones that are going to be the highest cost per click, and chances are you'll not break even, much less make money going after those kind of keywords right away. But instead, now you think of your end user. Who is the exact, and some people like I know Evan Pagan calls it your customer avatar. Who's the person that you're really targeting here? And once you understand that avatar, you can do this and do a little bit more effective marketing. And you'll also, instead of being on a pier fishing with 100,000 other people fishing on that same pier after the same couple of fish, now you're all alone out in the ocean, like Forrest Gump, going after shrimp, Bubba Gump shrimp. And if you guys remember that scene in Forrest Gump where all the other ships have crashed and they're the only ship out there in the sea, and they're scooping up just nets full of shrimp, and Forrest Gump kind of picks up all those shrimp and looks at Bubba and is like, look, look at all this. It's just like that. It's like just another example of just abundance. And that's kind of what it's like, guys, when you learn how to do keyword research like this. Now, I remember specifically Lawrence Tam did an example of this when, Lawrence, if you're still there, I think it was was it a walk-in shower?
Walk-in shower designs.
Walk-in shower designs keyword. So, obviously somebody that's looking at that is going to be a little bit more affluent. They're in a buying type, psychographic. They're in a buying type emotion and mood because they're kind of like shopping around online for a particular item. And, typically you're talking about a homeowner, because I don't know anybody that's renting that's going to put in a walk-in shower for the landlord. It's just not going to happen. So now all of a sudden, instead of, worrying about, somebody that's broken, unemployed, living in their parents' basement or whatever it is, now he's actually targeting somebody that he knows is probably going to be a homeowner, just from that keyword. It's pretty intuitive. Well, going back to this pickup lines ebook, imagine going after the actual demographic of somebody that's typically not that good at talking to women. That's typically the person that's going to be picking up that particular ebook. So who here, I'm going to go back to the traffic thing here because I really want to get you guys, your gears turning here. Who typically, or stereotypically, is not good at talking to women? Question mark. Go ahead back to the Facebook group here and go ahead and comment on that. And I want to see if you guys can get this here. And that'll give me a chance to take a quick sip. Water. So who here is typically or stereotypically is not good at talking to women? Me. That's okay if you're married, dude. It's all good. Shy men, young men, bald men, geeks, 20-year-old Asians.
Oh man.
Yeah. Shy people. I think nerds is that was really the one that I was going for. Yeah, Revenge of the Nerds. Whatever. So think to yourself, if the typical nerd just can't go up and talk to women, that's typically a book that he'd enjoy. Well, what kind of websites are nerds going on? Go ahead, and you guys can continue to use the same thread. Go ahead and answer in there. What websites are nerds on all day? Fat guys, awesome. Dudes who live with their moms. World of Warcraft, ding.
There you go.
Where's sites, Black Hat sites, Trekkies, Star Wars, computer sites, Match.com, Power Network.
That's awesome.
Facebook. Yeah, how about like Wired Magazine's website? Wired.com, gaming sites, World of Warcraft, computer sites, PHP tutorials, Photoshop tutorials. You guys are getting it. So how many of you guys have ever made an ad for pay-per-click or written an article SEO-wise about PHP tutorials? Yeah, I have not yet tried to do marketing on porn sites for BizUp. That's not something that I'm looking at. You know, YouTube, Craigslist, marketing sites. Yeah. So so here's the thing, guys. Let's go to this example. If I go up and I find like PHP forum, PHP development forum. And I don't know if there's I don't even know if there's gonna be any ads on this. This is just again just kind of a shooting from the hip kind of thing. Let's go here and just click on any one of these things and see if any ads come up. So I don't really see any ads. Oh, there you go. There's an ad. This ad choice is blank box here that hasn't quite loaded yet. There you go. Look at this video game, right there. Now, instead of just doing, you know, well, that's what I was gonna say. If you're on a PHP forum, what kind of things are typically going to be advertised? You know, cloud hosting, maybe Aweber, video games. Again, they know their demographics too. Well, what are the chances of a pickup lines book being advertised in this kind of a thing here? Pretty much slim to none. So now you're still going after that same person that would be interested in it, but now there's absolutely no competition. PHP what?
I think the idea here that Adam is trying to give you guys, and it's one thing that I think over this summer with Adam and I working together, what I have learned and what we have learned from one of our mentors is you have to think laterally. Don't always think directly. Think a little bit laterally. Think a little bit outside the box, and think about like, when in terms of traffic, like it's there, but how else can you get to it? How can you get to it faster, and how can you get to it cheaper?
That's awesome. So who just had an aha moment? We got to get at least 20 people that are having those neurons flying in their brain.
I mean, back in the day when we all went through our PPC training, and Perry Marshall talked about people who want a hole don't go after, screwdrivers. I mean, they want a hole. So they're not looking after, specifics of a tool. The tool just makes the hole. So you have to understand what the end result is looking at. If you want to make a hole, you get tools to make a hole, but who cares what the real tool is? So people get all bent out of shape with features, but really one is benefits. And so if you can kind of gear your mindset of where you want people to go and what you want to solve their problems with, you can then cater your marketing and advertising to them in that way. And SEO is a very targeted way of doing that.
Boom. Yeah, exactly. And just to do another quick example, I actually saw an electric shaver type campaign that was actually targeting stuff like the movie Platoon and the musical group The Beatles. And the reason that they were doing that is because this electric shaver, the actual ad copy of the electric shaver ad itself, the text ad I believe it was, it might have been an image ad that was text, but either way, the text said something like, the perfect shave for a middle-aged man with rough hair, or it was something along those lines. So by targeting stuff that the baby boomer generation loves and maybe looking up online, they know that they were trying to target somebody that would be much more interested in that kind of an ad. And maybe the electric shaver was for men of all ages, but that particular ad was geared towards people, in that particular demographic. And how they target that demographic? By going after those type of keywords. Now, one thing I wanted to just mention here real quick is Google has leveled the playing field, guys, and I don't want to completely switch gears totally crazy here, but how many of you guys have heard of the Google Penguin, the pandas, the whole Google Zoo is loose, and SEO is apparently so-called really hard now, and it's hard to rank for? Well, that's just not true. What Google has done is leveled the playing field. It's actually, in my opinion, easier to rank for things now, because a lot of the people that had spammier websites or whatever it was, the sites are gone. If you got, really nasty, ugly backlinks, like you're doing lots of blog commenting, I had several different sites where I was doing blog commenting, where they went from eking up on a page 1 on Google to 20, page 20 on Google. They were just buried because I was doing really spammy type backlinking to them. So I said, okay, well, I'm not going to do spammy backlinking again. But here's the thing, guys, is you guys are fortunate enough to be posting on Empower Network, which is already an authority site. However, whether you're posting there or you're distributing your content on other websites, or you have your own brand new blog, the playing field is still leveled, and it's not just about, yes, you want to obviously get your Empower Network blog ranked, but what about, again, ranking that as number 1 on Google and then having spots 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just like that previous example we did. And what I'm actually going to do here real quick, because some people had actually asked me, well, is it possible to even rank in Power Network blog? I mean, they maybe hadn't seen examples. So what I did is I actually did some digging, and I did some specific examples. I just want to go over this real quick just to show you, yes, Empower Network can rank for these various these keywords. Now, this is Isogenics scam. Isogenics is an MLM company, and right here, ranked number 2, Empower Network. Boom. Oops. 5links. 5links is an MLM company, and this is just the company name. It's not even like a long tail keyword. It's just a misspelling. It's supposed to have an X, but you can actually rank for misspellings too. Isn't that pretty cool? And this one is, there it is, right there. So was that 9, ranked number 9 on Google. So they got to do a little bit more SEOing, and that'll get up there. Now going back to that keyword example, what about something like blog name generator? What is somebody doing that's looking for a blog name generator? This is boom, first number 1 on Google right there. Somebody that's looking, Googling blog name generator, they're in the beginning stages of their blog. Chances are they haven't bought a domain name yet if they're looking for blog name generator. They haven't installed WordPress. They're still in the conceptual stages. So instead of saying, hey, why, figure out a name for your blog and get a domain, buy the domain name, install WordPress, pay for all the hosting, all that other stuff, when we've already got something that's an authority website that's got its own built-in sales process and sales funnel that's raking in cash for its members, use this instead, Empower Network. Boom. So that's just a really great way to target it. Another quick example. Cheap PLR articles. PLR stands for private label rights, and they're just articles that you can use just like you would written them on your own. Number 1 ranking on Google. Now, who's going to be looking for cheap PLR articles? Internet marketers, typically. So, another great example. How about this one? Jobs that pay $200K. Not jobs that pay $20K. Now we're actually going after somebody that is going after a higher income. Again, number 1 on Google. Jobs that pay $200K. I think I want to say maybe careers.
Hey, try this one. Try Black Friday bonus. And that's actually owned by the owner of Empower Network.
Nice.
Boom. That's pretty good. So again, awesome amounts of keywords that you can rank for in Empower. So yes, you can rank like crazy using your Empower blog. So just wanted to make sure that was absolutely covered. So like I said, I want to know how to uncover some of these keywords. Stay tuned, guys, and we're going to go into that a little bit more in the future here. But I want to get into just a quick overview of content creation. I'm going to pass it back over to Eric here. After you find the keywords that you want to rank for, I'll typically do a keyword density somewhere around 2%, maybe as high as 5%. And honestly, I've done some articles that are as low as 1%, 0.8%, and anything in between. It's not so much to me nowadays with keyword density. You definitely don't want to go over 5%, but it's the fact that you don't want to be stuffing your keyword in there so it just looks like junk and it looks like somebody who's not fluently English speaking or English writing in this case was writing it. You want to make sure there's proper grammar and user readability, and yes, Google's looking into that kind of stuff now. Also, HTML coding, you have all this kind of coding stuff, and the great thing, guys, is once you log into your Empower back office here, make sure that doesn't start the audio that auto plays here. If you just do a new post, you've actually got, let me just do Black Friday deals. I'll just save a draft here. Maybe I have to name it first. There you go. So you have your own SEO. Oops. What do I get for trying to go too fast? You've got your own built-in SEO score right here on the Empower Network back office, right in your blog. So this gives you basically a checklist for what you need to do with every single post. So it kind of takes the whole mystery out of everything. And like I said, guys, there's a lot of other tech mumbo jumbo that's completely boring, but it's required for success. Here's what I suggest: outsource your content. Outsource it to American, typically, or at least English speaking, fluently English speaking writers. Using done for you content and then generating thousands of unique web pages using the on-page SEO factors described above, and then finally distributing across the web the right way and completely hands off to you. We'll get to this stuff a little bit more in a minute in terms of some of the outsourcing that we've used and we continue to use because of the results we've gotten. And I'm actually going to pass this back over to Eric to do off-page SEO. And I don't know who's organizer.
Eric,
I think you are, Adam. So, I mean, if you want to just draw it so we don't have to switch screens too many times.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've done this.
I'm totally cool with that, and I can talk while you're kind of drawing and illustrating it. But the big advantage, guys, about having your content before we get into off-page SEO, the big thing about outsourcing your content creation is it's already written for you in an SEO fashion, using all of the factors that Adam just lightly mentioned. And the reason for that, again, we've talked about this all night, is it's just the learning curve is so darn hard to figure out and put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. And by outsourcing, you can literally shorten that learning curve to virtually zero so that you can focus on what's most important in your business, and that's closing sales. So that said, I'm going to dive in really quickly here to backlinks. I'm going to just highlight this super fast because, again, it's a lot of tech mumbo jumbo. It's kind of dull. It's kind of boring. And then Adam's actually going to draw an illustration for you to kind of take the concepts I'm going to briefly touch on right now and put them into a little bit different perspective that hopefully you can understand. Backlinks are the real meat of SEO. Essentially, it's just one website linking back to yours. And the old way, you used to be able to go out and buy a bunch of backlinks, and a lot of it now is spam. That's why a lot of people, with the recent updates, that's why their ranking literally just got demolished and they disappeared off the face of the earth, is because they bought all these crappy, spammy backlinks. But theoretically, the more links you have pointing to your website, the better and the higher you're going to rank. But because of those updates, it's not necessarily true, because now they're taking into account the quality of that backlink. They're taking into account the website that is linking to yours. In other words, is the website that's linking back to yours, is the content there, is it relevant and is it related to your site? Is that content readable with proper grammar, or is it just a bunch of random spun text that is complete nonsense and unreadable? Because they'll now discount you for that. The other thing that I found is Google is now going out and discounting backlinks that are part of known auto-publishing or crappy article spinning directories. If Google knows about it, guess what? You're going to get penalized for that. And for you as the marketer, it equals honestly, it's a huge pain in the ass. It's a great big headache, because now you are forced to spend countless hours going out there, out of your way, doing keyword research, creating the content, going out and ensuring that you're spinning your articles properly so that they're actually readable, and then you're getting to the point where you're distributing them across the web and driving backlinks and all of this. So the big downside of this is the time-intensive labor it takes to do it. Again, going back to that whole learning curve thing, it's such a freaking headache. So that's why, again, we're going to talk more about outsourcing in a minute, but that is the utmost importance and the biggest benefit to outsourcing, so that, again, you can focus on doing what's most important for your business. That's closing sales and generating cash flow. So, Adam, if you want to dive in and take the pen, and Adam's going to kind of draw. I'm just going to turn it over to you, actually, Adam, so that we don't get off sync. But Adam's going to kind of illustrate and give you a little bit more of an example that maybe is a little better and a little easier to understand. And I'm just a fan of drawings anyway, so they're just easier to have a visual person so I can comprehend them versus me sitting here telling you guys all of this stuff and how all of this stuff works. Let's just give you an illustration so you can actually understand it and what it means and how it actually works. So Adam, I'm going to let you draw the boat and the buoy metaphor here.
Thanks, man. So this is actually something I spoke about at No Excuses 1 back in the day in front of 1,000 people, and I actually got a standing ovation for it, and I was like, this is like a teary-eyed moment for me, because I'm like, people get it! This is amazing! You know, kind of thing. So this whole metaphor, if you're not already excited about it, is imagine you're out there in the ocean. This is the ocean. This is the ocean waves here crashing, and this is the bottom of the ocean. Now, the top of the ocean is the top of Google. These are the boats. These are the people here that are doing their Google searches. This is my terrible picture of somebody in a boat. So they're at the top of Google. Now, if you're in the ocean, you can't really view that deep into the ocean. You can only view maybe, you know, a foot, a couple of feet, you know, whatever it is, 10 feet down to the ocean. This is typically what people do when they go to Google. They only look at the top, you know, page or so on Google. That's how deep they look. Well, this is most of the content on Google down here. It's these rocks that are at the bottom of the ocean. And here you are with your cinder block of content that is just buried thousands and thousands of miles, you know, whatever, there are hundreds of miles down below, gallons and gallons of water. And people cannot see it. So what happens is you want to get backlinks to that piece of content. So how do you do that? This is called a buoy. Buoys, you know, basically, you know, a piece of plastic, usually full of air, and floats. So now, is one buoy going to be able to bring this entire massively huge cinder block to the top of the ocean? You know, in this case, one link is going to bring your content to the top of Google? No. But what happens is you've got several different kinds of links from different kinds of websites all being attached to this buoy down here. And what happens slowly over time, the more and more buoys that get attached to your piece of content here, the more and more, the higher and higher your piece of content is going to be on Google, and then now all of a sudden people are going to be able to find it. Does that make some sense, guys? Can you just give me another hand raise there? So what happens is now it becomes, well, where do I get these buoys? Where do I get these links? You know, are some buoys bigger than others? So is one going to be a higher quality than others? Yes. And the question now becomes, how do I get that? How fast do I get those links and everything? And there's a lot of questions that obviously will arise, you know, because of that. So, and actually, that actually is a good segue.
I was gonna say, I think that segues right into blog network and what it is and how it works. And again, I think the perfect way to do it, man, is just another illustration like you just did.
Yeah, basically, how many of you guys are familiar with a site like Linkvana or Build My Rank? And if you're not familiar with Build My Rank, I believe I don't even know if the site's still here. Hey, it still is here. They actually got shut down by Google. They actually completely closed their service down because of pretty much what they were doing. Google just really wasn't a big fan of. They were selling links. So let me explain you why they were doing was working and why Google went after it. Basically, what would happen? Actually, looks like I'm gonna have to just make a new paint drawing. This is your website. This is your website. Again, excuse my horrendous handwriting. You'd go over here to a site like Build My Rank, whatever, you know, Linkvana. There's plenty of these sites that were out there, and these websites, these companies, own literally hundreds and hundreds of different blogs and all sorts of different niches. So each one of these little circles here, just imagine, is like a dozen different websites. Well, you basically submit a little piece of content to Build My Rank, whether, you know, it's usually 150, 200, maybe 300-word little snippet of your article, and all it simply is a link back to your site. And they'd post that article on all, you know, many of these different sites. Let me do this in a different color here. They posted on many of these different sites and artificially have relevant sites. Again, these are niche sites. So if you have a health and wellness site here, they go to just their health and wellness websites on their network, repost your content with a link back to your site. Now the problem comes when, one, Google sees they're selling links, and two, Google, it's because it's a public network, Google could come in here and buy their own links. And what happened over time is, Google or other people, so this is somebody else's website, they'd go and buy links from these other various sites as well, and somebody else would, et cetera, et cetera. And what Google was able to do over time is they were able to map out all of Build My Rank's websites here. And they've literally de-indexed, completely erased from their search engines all of Build My Rank's websites, or at least 95, 98% of them, rendering their service useless. They immediately refunded their customers money for their last month of service and immediately closed their doors. The bad news is public blog networks aren't the way to go, because Google can kind of get in there and figure out what sites are in there and make the links worthless. But Google made a fatal mistake in doing this. Google basically admitted to all of us that blog networks do work, as long as they don't know about them and they're completely private. Basically, Google showed us their hand. So imagine sitting there playing blackjack against Google, except both of Google's cards are always turned over. You're pretty much always going to win, in that case. Now, is that going to be the case with SEO? No, I'm not going to promise you that kind of thing. But in Google basically showing their hand, we now know that link networks, or I should say blog networks, do work. It's just a question of keeping them private. Now, how many people here already have a headache enough making their one website?
Making one website is hard enough, let alone 100.
Yeah, exactly. No, so giving the average person, the reins and saying, okay, well, not only do we want you to create, content for your Empower Network blog, go out there and create content for another, dozen or so websites that have, dozens, if not hundreds, if not 1,000 or more, which is what we do, 1,000 or more pages of content on those other sites, and then have those sites rank back to your content. That's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh my God, like I don't even know where to start, kind of thing. Well, that's why outsourcing is the way to go. You guys kind of catching the pattern here? Outsourcing equals good. So again, we use done-for-you backlink creation and content syndications the right way, using all the aforementioned factors, making it completely hands-off to you, ensuring you can't mess it up or buy some crappy spammy links to your websites, stores and rankings, so you can rest assured it's done right the first time. Now, I just want to again kind of preface this. Does that mean I don't do a little bit of blog commenting or a little bit of article spinning and article submission? No, we still do those things. But my theory is don't overdo them and always be as random as possible when you do those kind of things, because if there's anything that Google loves is a footprint. They love to see patterns. So randomization and keeping track of that stuff is definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and one thing I'll add to that, Adam, just real quick, typically when you do an article spinning and you submit those out to the content directories to be posted all across the web and distributed, one thing that people don't realize, Google is actually taking into account your word count. So if you spin an article and you send it out there, typically what happens when you spin an article, all of your articles are the exact same word count. So even though you think you're getting all of these backlinks from all of these different websites, you're really not, because all you're doing is leaving Google a footprint. And when they go out and crawl these websites and look at those articles, they go, oh, wow, he's got 500 links back to his website, but the word count is the exact same thing on every single site. And it really throws up a red flag, and it's kind of fishy to Google. So the big thing that we're saying here is don't leave a footprint, and the easy way to do it is outsource it, just because that way you for sure can't screw it up, and outsource it to a company that knows what they're doing. And going back to what Adam talked about, was as he was explaining the whole blog network thing, that's the exact strategy that we're using right now, and it's how I'm able to rank for some super highly competitive timeshare keywords and different keywords in different industries, because it's a private blog network that Google doesn't know about. It's impossible to leave a footprint. It's impossible for them to figure out what we're doing and how we're doing it. So anyway, Adam, I'll turn it back to you, man.
Cool. So instead of you taking the hundreds of hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars we've spent to learn and implement these strategies, imagine if you had an experienced SEO dream team with all the resources required to do all the steps we outlined in this webinar. We're talking find the target market for you, do the keyword research, create the content, do the on-page and off-page search engine optimization, and then more. Just like I said, all the different various backlinking, whether it's the article directories or creating your own private blog empire network. Well, the benefits of outsourcing. Having a done-for-you SEO system completely hands-off. So this way, instead of going and spending all this time and money doing it, guess what? Have it done for you. And we literally, like, Eric and I are kind of like two little evil scientists in our lab. Sometimes we kind of wanted to keep this to ourselves. And Lawrence, Tam, and Toby and Layla, they, Black and Tam really got on us when they found, when we kind of shared some of the secrets with them, and they kind of twisted our arm, and literally we had this ready for you guys in a very short span of time.
Very short period.
So, yeah, I want to jump in and just let everybody know that Adam and Eric hadn't even put together an offer, hadn't put together a product, hadn't put together, they were just dominating, tearing it up, and I'm like, oh shit, we have to give this content to our team because it's just too good. So guys, realize that these guys have worked around the clock to put together something in the past few days, and this is brand new. This is like the Bond movie just came out a couple of weeks ago, and there was major premieres all around the world. You're at a major premiere right now about what's about to happen. So it's really lucky, and we're really privileged to have you guys here. So thanks. It means a lot for you guys to do that for us.
Our pleasure. And I will definitely not complain if you call me James Bond from now on.
Well, yeah, we're honored that we could put this together for you guys. And the one thing that I'll add to this, and I told Toby this from the beginning, that if we do this, it has to be exclusive, number one, and it has to be for your guys' team only. So you guys really are the benefit here of Toby and Lawrence twisting our arm and getting us here and getting us to put this offer together, because it is absolutely exclusive to you guys. You are the first to know about this. You are the only ones to know about this, and we're just privileged and honored to be able to share it with you guys, because we think it'll really add some value to your business.
Definitely. Let me actually blow this up so you guys can see this a little bit better here. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So just like every step that we went through in this entire presentation, here's the magic, guys. Imagine just being able to sit down with Eric and I doing a consultation where we discuss your business. We're going to discuss, what type of business you're in. It doesn't matter if you're a dentist in your local area. It doesn't matter if you're going after an MLM company type keywords. It doesn't matter if you are an expert and you want to get your book launched and you want to get some press out there for your membership site or whatever it is. We're going to talk to you about your hobbies and interests, because when you start to attract like-minded and people with other like interests, you're going to be able to have something to talk about, something to connect with immediately. So again, that kind of takes a lot of the pressure off when you're prospecting and connecting with people online. And we're going to talk about who your target market is, who's really your ideal customer. Now, all these kind of things is coming from years of experience, again, hundreds of thousands of dollars spent in marketing and testing and tweaking everything. So just to be able to sit down with us and pick our brains, and then we basically kind of interview and question you in terms of figuring this stuff out. We get to put all of our heads together in a mastermind and figure out for you, okay, what's that information? We're going to take that information and we're going to create your master keyword list. And we generally start somewhere between 25 and 250 keywords. And those, again, are going to go after your target market, people of like interest and like mind. Then we're going to take that. Sorry, Eric, you're like.
Yeah, don't let me mess you up here. I'm just trying to make it easier.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It kind of like messed up on my screen. I don't know if you guys could see it differently than me, but it showed me. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So then we're going to expand that list of keywords into a massive keyword list. This is what most people do is they think, oh, well, I want to go after home-based business because, I'm in the home-based business industry and that's a really good keyword. Well, not necessarily. We're going to take that master keyword list of all those broad keywords, and we're going to expand that keyword list out somewhere between 2,500 and 25,000 plus keywords. And then what we do is we have a proprietary software and keyword filtering process. So we eliminate the fatty keywords, so you only go with the lean, profitable keywords. So imagine instead of having to do all the guesswork and wondering, oh, am I going to be able to rank for this keyword or that keyword? Well, instead of going and trying to nitpick it, we're going to expand that keyword list out into a massive amount, a massive number of keywords. And then we're going to filter that bigger pool of keywords so we can really pick the right fruit. So we can really pick the lean, profitable keywords in that group. Then we use our American writers. Now, again, fluent in their native English language. I put a little chant in there, USA, USA. Why? Because I've hired as much as a dozen different writers all around the world, and not knocking any other countries, but in terms of writing in the English language, in terms of flow and grammar and the culture, everything. If you're targeting the English speakers, typically our American writers will destroy any outsource you can get in the Philippines or something. And what they're going to do is they're not going to create like a little snippet kind of a thing, like 150 words. They're not going to create like a mini article for 300 words. These are 500-word keyword-rich articles for each of these lean keywords. Now, not only is it just that article that we're going to prepare for you, we're going to then create your own private blog network, which will include over 1,000 pages per website and a sophisticated linking structure that will skyrocket your rankings. So just to give you guys a for instance, if you're going to go out there and start a service like buildmyrank.com on your own, you need tens of thousands of dollars in startup income just to be able to spend the hundreds, and thousands of dollars on domain names, several $1,000s a month in hosting to host all of those websites. Because again, all those websites, they need to be on separate servers, because if you've got several websites on the same server, guess what? Google knows it. If you've got 10,000 links coming from one server back to your one article, you think that gives Google a little bit of an idea that you're spamming or you're trying to gain the rankings? Sure. So what we actually have to do is we have dozens and dozens of servers out there that we host websites on. So again, not going into too many details, as far as that goes. Again, going a little techie on you there for a second. Just know that in order to have your own private blog network, there's quite a bit of structure, there's quite a bit of engineering, there's quite a bit of costs and investment and time that goes into just doing that on its own. And then, not only, again, this is what most people do, well, I'm going to write an article and get some links to it. That's all well and good, but how about creating 1,000 unique pages on a website that are all ranking back to your articles? That's pretty heavy duty.
That's the real power of what we're offering you guys here tonight. That right there is worth its weight in gold, and it's absolutely priceless, and it's exactly the reason why we're keeping this exclusive. We're keeping it extremely private. We're not opening to the general public for a reason. We're keeping it very exclusive, and this is the 100% main reason why right here. This blog network is just extremely powerful.
And just to be, again, more transparent with you guys, our blog network, excuse me, you're actually not posting on our blog network per se, because, again, we don't want the same websites being used by all sorts of different people. We're actually creating you your own private blog network. So nobody else is going to be posting on these various websites. This is your own unique private blog network. So this way, again, there's literally no chance that Google could ever find it or do, there's no risk to you whatsoever, because, again, these are all websites that are yours, technically. We're not crossing the links between them and things like that. So, and then finally, we even do additional backlinks using the other traditional strategies, creating more professionally written keyword-rich articles, spinning the articles, submitting them to the article directories. That'll give you at least 100 plus live links within the first month. And then as Google continues to index them, you'll get more and more links residual over the course of more months. Article submission to another 10 unique Web 2.0 blog and social network sites, 250 plus wiki site links, 125 plus social bookmarking sites, and 100 anchored profile links. Anchored meaning that we don't delete them after we make the link. They actually stay there. So this is what we actually put together for you guys to make sure that this was something that was going to be affordable for virtually anybody. And for those of you guys that really want to take it to the next level, we've got obviously the larger packages for that as well.
And what I want to chime in here, guys, and just say, if everybody could revert back to remembering when Eric and Adam were showing just one of their sites that's in a location and getting traffic, that they'd be spending between $10,000 and $20,000 on that traffic if they were doing paid marketing. So if you think about scaling that up over the next 3 to 6 months, and you have, let's just say, 10 or 15 of those keywords driving that amount of traffic to your sites, another person could be paying $25,000, $50,000 just a month to get that traffic, but you have it for free because you're ranking the right way using Adam and Eric's techniques through SEO. So just have that comparison in your mind, the amount of quality residual traffic you can have to your Empower Network blog for free every single month, rather than having to pay that crazy amount for it.
And this is Lawrence. I just want to chime in. Do you know how hard it is to find people who know what they're doing in the SEO niche that actually produces that would want to work with us, right? I mean, it's very difficult to find someone who's got results, who's got results on a wide variety of different networks, who know their crap. It's kind of like if I hire somebody to help our team, say we're outsourcing or we're bringing in someone to train us on something, if they don't know more than me, I'm not going to bring them in. I mean, come on, let's just be real, right? I'll just teach you. But I'm just looking at what these guys were doing. I'm like, man, I'm not going to attempt that. It's not where I want to go. It's not where I've been specializing in. Myself and Toby have done SEO in the past, but not to this level, because you got to eat this stuff. I mean, you got to eat it daily. And watching what they've done, and just the fact that, we've done business in the past, allows us to bring these guys in. I mean, just I want to pass the goodies up, since it is Thanksgiving. I actually paid Adam to join his team, and I paid him just to be in good graces with Adam. You know what I mean? and so I'm like, Adam, I think it's time you come back and help my team now, because I paid that money so we can have a good relationship. And you'll notice this. You will actually pay money to be people's friends, and it's true. And the thing is, he doesn't have to come in here with his skill set to help anybody. He can just, like he said, he could have just kept it for himself and his own team and just do his thing. But I'm like, hey, Toby, let's pull some strings. Let's see if we can get these guys to come over here and just do what they do best, which is just rank. And because I don't want to do it, I just want to watch some TV. I don't know about you, so that's
Yeah, absolutely, man. So that's what it's all about. I mean, I kind of get goosebumps when I start thinking about stuff like you got the Austin event coming up. I mean, when we see you guys in Austin, I'm sorry, it's Austin, Texas, right, in January?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to make sure I wasn't misspeaking there. So get your tickets if you haven't already. But when we see you guys in Austin in January, I want to be seeing like high fives from people like, oh my God, I got like 3,000 visitors a day to my blog because of, all these keywords that I started ranking for because of this service. I want to be high fiving you guys. I want to see you guys standing on stage with your Empower Network commission checks up there. Why? Because you guys understood the power of getting massive amounts of traffic with SEO. Because again, guys, like, don't get me wrong, I do all sorts of different kinds of marketing. Eric and I are working on some pay-per-click stuff where we're doing around 800 clicks a day. That's cute, but what I really like, instead of getting like 1% of the traffic for a keyword doing pay-per-click, I like to get 80% of that traffic doing SEO.
Exactly.
The power of SEO, I can't even begin. Well, we just did. We just did more than begin. But anyway, guys, so let's jump in here to the SEO, the Spiderweb SEO packages. So the first package that we came up with is called the Spider Mini SEO package. We're going to sit down with you guys for a half an hour coaching session, which is going to include us, again, having a little bit of a dialogue with you, And we're going to, again, talk about your business, talk about your hobbies and your interests, and talk about your target market. And we're going to do the standard keyword research that we do, and we do the target market discovery. So that's where we come up with that 25 or so main keywords. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to expand those keywords out to a bigger list, and then we're going to go through that filtering process. So again, we're going to find out of this whole filtering process 3 of your best targeted keywords, and we're going to have written 3 professional SEO articles for those 3 targeted keywords. So again, that includes our professional writing services and all of the content distribution that we do. And then the magic happens. This is where the spider monkey comes out, the spider mini comes out. This is, we do 3,000 unique content pages and backlinks to your articles. So these are various websites that we go and we create several, many pages per website that all link back to your articles. And because these websites or sites that we build from scratch for you, we know 100% that they're going to be relevant for the articles and the keywords that we're trying to rank. So between a half an hour for each of our times, that's at least a few $1,000 value there, plus all the actual proprietary keyword research and filtering processes and all the writing and the distribution that we do, and the blog networks. Total value of that first month is easily $7,000. We're doing that, guys, for only $997. Now, that's a great starter package if you're willing to go to the next level and really start getting a darn good amount of traffic. We have what we call the Spider Monkey SEO package, and yes, we came up with like the corniest names possible for the spider web SEO. We have Spider Monkey. So because we're going after some more keywords, we're going to need some additional time on the phone. Again, guys, we're taking time out of our own schedule away from going and ranking for more of our keywords and working on more of our own projects to help you build your business. So I'd love to put in, a $20,000 value on that 1 hour of coaching from both of us, but I won't. I'll be a little more realistic for you. But again, having that 60-minute coaching session, we're going to go and we're going to build out a bigger keyword list for you. We're going to go through the same keyword research and proprietary keyword filtering process and find the 7 best targeted keywords for you. Write articles for that, and now we're going to have 7,000 unique content pages and backlinks to your articles. And I actually saw somebody do a package similar to this without any backlinking whatsoever, just their keyword research process and SEO articles for at least, I think it was over double. I think it was around $5,000. And with all the backlinking that we're doing, we put a total value of that for the first month at $15,000. It's only $1,997, and this is honestly going to be the more popular package for our customers. And then we've got the people that really want to kick some butt, and we wanted to call this the Spider-Man package, but we didn't want to have any trademark issues, so we called it the Spider-Manly SEO package. And this is for a 2-hour, 120-minute coaching session, both with Eric and I personally. This is not outsourced coaching. At least yet. So you guys, again, being the founding members of this, you guys are going to have direct access to me and Eric for your coaching session. Again, go through the same keyword research process, but again, we're going to be building this out to the nth degree. 20 targeted keywords, 20 professional SEO articles, and over 20,000 unique content pages and backlinks to your articles. Again, your own private blog network empire. Total value of the first month, valued at $50,000. We're cutting you guys the biggest deal ever known to SEO ever. Yeah. If you were a small business owner, or a doctor, or a dentist, a lawyer, and you wanted to do this kind of service, I could easily charge $20,000 to $30,000 for this, guys. No joke, all day long. $2,997. And now, guys, that Empower Network has the high ticket. That's one sale of the master's course, and that's paid for. Now we're talking about ranking for 20 different keywords. Now, again, looking back at that example we did just for the timeshare industry, one keyword is $20,000 worth of traffic. And here we are, we're talking about 20 targeted keywords. So you guys understand, with all these different packages, SEO is a long-term strategy. Whatever package that you choose to go with, this is to set a very good foundation for your business. However, what I want you to do is I want you to commit to at least 90 days of done-for-you services. Now, this is just the first month. This isn't the monthly cost. This is just a startup. And the long-term strategy is having all these packages include your first month of services free. So all these packages is your first month, and then after that, you'll be in our recurring monthly services where we go back and we have that massively huge master keyword list. We're going to continuously pull from that list until we have all those keywords done. We're going to do an additional 2 new professionally written keyword-rich articles every single month. And just as an FYI for everybody, if you want us to post these articles, and this is typically what we're going to do, is we want to post them to your Empower Network blog. We can basically create an author account on your Empower blog and post them for you. If you'd rather post them yourself, we can totally do that as well. Either way, we're fine. It's no big deal. But if you want completely hands-off, we'll post that stuff for you. But again, this is something that we do on a consistent basis. So now instead of you coming home after a long day of work, if you work in your day job, and trying to do the keyword research and trying to rack your brain figuring out keywords, and now you've got to sit down and write articles and then figuring out the backlinking, guys, we're making this completely hands-off for you. And we're going to do this for you month after month after month. And as we create the new articles, create new websites for you in your blog network, again, continuously creating your empire, we're also going to do a lot of that traditional backlinking as well, the spun articles, the wiki sites, social bookmarking, the anchor profile links, and you guys can cancel it anytime. The total value of monthly services there, I know Eric would agree with me, I think $4,000 just for the blog network on its own it's easily worth that. We're doing it just for you guys, only $497 per month, and that starts 30 days after we start linking for you. So if you guys are ready to jump in, the link is spiderwebseo.com. Now, because of the fact that obviously this is the holiday season, we've got a lot of other projects, a lot of family commitments, a lot of other things that we're working on. Because of the fact that we're including coaching and consulting in this, we can only take on 20 clients. No exceptions, first come, first serve. Now I'm going to give my vocal cords rest here for a minute. And I know, Eric, you want to jump in for a second, right?
Sounded like Lawrence or Toby was about to jump in there.
Yeah, I want to jump in quickly, and I'm sure Lawrence will be okay with this. Lawrence, you want to give everybody a big fat bonus to the 20 people that join?
I don't know. What are you thinking? I mean, I'm thinking turkey, but I don't know. Maybe my mind's somewhere else.
I'm thinking. Well, one thing that I know that goes hand in hand with once you start generating people to your blog and you have these killer articles on there, you also want to know how to create killer content on there that's going to convert that person to a lead. It's going to convert that person to an obsessed follower. It's going to convert that person to a believer in what you got going on. So I think we should do a bonus webinar for everybody, and it'll include the PDF and the notes and the handouts. It'll be a 90-minute crazy content creation extravaganza, blah, blah, blah. We're basically, Lawrence and I will sit down for 90 minutes and dissect every post and video that's ever made us a lot of money and basically show you why. And Layla's the master at this, so I'll probably outsource this to her. So basically show everybody exactly how that she, creates such a great following and brand behind the blog. So we'll throw that bonus in for the 20 people that buy. And guys, you have to truly, if you're thinking pennies right now, that's why your business isn't taking off. If you're thinking like us and you think dollars, that's where you're going to get to where you want to be. Now, if you look at that price tag of $9.97, $19.97, or $2.97, whatever it was, $2.997, and if you cringe at that, 2013 is not going to be the best year of your life. If you look at those numbers and think, man, that's expensive, you have a mindset shift that has to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours for you to transform your business. Understanding that you could pay $3,000 one time and $497 a month to put in place a business foundation that's generating you 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 clicks, who knows, a month off of free traffic. Because remember, Some people are paying $2, $4, and when you get into the niche that we're in, they make money online, the business opportunity niche, people are paying as much as 10, 12, $15 a click in some cases. You can have that same amount of traffic, high quality traffic for free every single month, residual, building up and building up and building up. So absolutely think about the comparisons here of trying to waste thousands of hours, a small fortune to try and generate the same amount of traffic when you can let Adam and Eric do what they do best. And then we're also throwing in that ridiculous 90-minute in-depth content creation bonus for everybody that takes action tonight too.
Yeah, man. I mean, let's just be totally transparent. I mean, you're not gonna get me to do any of this for you, right? I'm not gonna do SEO for anybody, just for me. And to have Toby do it for you, it's just not gonna happen. And then you have someone who can come in and do a better job at SEO and do it for you and have you a sit down consultation. You understand? Toby and myself, each of us, we command a minimum of $1,000 per hour just for a consult. So if you're getting a consult and a done for you service plus keyword digging and personalization to basically coaching you, it just depends on how you want to build your business. If you want to build it fast or slow, your actions, follow what you want. And if your mind really wants you to build slow, build slow. If you want to build fast, build fast. And our thing is, we had over 400 people register for our event, and our goal was just like, we know there's people right now who don't want to do their own SEO, their own digging. They'd rather do paid traffic, they'd rather do video marketing, they'd rather do Facebook. That's cool, and because marketing has a lot of different things you can do, but you gotta understand, Empower is built on a blog. And if you're not blogging, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you're missing the boat on being able to pre-sell the ability to SEO. You can actually dictate who you market to. Just like we're talking about, it's shower designs, right? That's a person who has a house or looking to build, who's affluent, who has money, versus talking about welfare, how to get welfare checks. That's a two totally different types of traffic. And in paid traffic, it's very hard to do that unless you're really good at PPC. But if you're doing solo ads, you can't really do that. But we're looking at a piece of traffic that you can physically target the person you want to work with. So if you're looking to build a network marketing company and you're looking to target someone you want to work with, your next high-end marketer, your next high-end business builder, SEO is a very good way to do that.
And guys, what I want to just piggyback on here, and then I'll pass it back to Eric and Adam, is let's go back and think about David Wood's success. Think about LT's success. Think about Layla and I's success. It was built around a blog, but we spent thousands of hours and thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands on education and all the rest of it to get there, and years to get there. What you're doing is you're getting the results of 10, 20, 100, 200 leads a day, of following 100,000 a month lifestyle. You're getting those results basically handed to you, basically given to you in a nice Thanksgiving gift basket, because all you have to do is pay that measly upfront fee, the $497 a month, provide that, go into the coaching with Adam and Eric, and go in and move into having that foundation in place, that business in place, that SEO driven, the correct way business. It's absolutely incredible. And LT hit it right out of the park. If you want to develop your dream lifestyle in Empower Network is built around blogging and built on blogging. If you can be the person that stands out in the crowd, if you can be the person that stands out and is able to target the people that they want to live with, the people that they want to build a business with and a family with, that skyrockets you to the top of the leaderboards. That skyrockets you directly to the top of the creme de la creme and Empower Network, and you never know what will spawn for there. So again, only 20 clients, guys. There's over 280 people on the webinar. This will go, it's probably already gone, but click the link right now to find out if it hasn't. Go to spiderwebseo.com/go/go. Go there right now. Only 20 clients. Gonna kick it back to you guys right now.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm going to reiterate on the price, guys. if you're, going back to the price, go down to your local SEO shop, your local SEO guy, and try to beat our pricing, because number one, I guarantee you can't do it. Number two, you're not going to find a company that has the ability to do what we are able to do, because it's our proprietary software. No one else anywhere has it. It's ours. And number three, you're going to literally, I promise you, when you plug into this and you start seeing results from it over the next month, the next 60 days, 90 days, coming up to that event in January, you're going to really see the true value and the true benefit as to what this can do for your business. And when we say we're only taking 20 clients, first come, first serve, there's actually a little bit more to that. See, not only is it first come, first serve, but you also get first pick at keywords. We're making the keywords exclusive. We're not going to allow people to try to rank for the same keyword. So if you get there first, not only are you one of the top 20, but you also have first dibs at a competitive keyword. So I think it's extremely important that you get to that website right now and you go to spiderwebseo.com, you go to /go, and you complete your order right now. And once you complete that order form, we do require you to return. There are signed, you have to actually sign the order form. So once you complete your order, you'll see them right on the page after you complete your order. You'll have to download those, sign them, and get them back to us. It's a crucial piece to allowing us to set up a time to book with you and connect with you to set up your SEO consultation. So make sure that you do that. You don't skip that step, and get that done as soon as possible. And then, Adam, is there anything you want to add? Do we want to go into a little bit more results? We want to share some testimonials? Or?
Yes, we're going to be super fast, though, because we're at, I think, 16 or 17 buyers already. So I'm going to have to FTP my own website and take down the order page in a few seconds. So if I can get you off the fence, I don't know what's going to. Excuse me.
I just want to say, Matt, before you jump out, Adam, massive shout out to this team of incredible, fast-acting entrepreneurs. There's a reason that you guys are being so successful. There's a reason that you're on this journey with us, because of the speed of implementation that you guys, and LT and I just want to say a true thank you for putting your trust in us and letting us guide and be a part of your journey. And you truly know and you truly understand and you feel it in your heart of hearts that we would never bring any sort of training or anything to you guys that wouldn't just provide the utmost value for you guys. So big shout out for that. And I'm sure that we'll hit the 20 in the next 5 minutes or so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to go quick. I don't even know that we need to go into client testimonials unless you want to, Adam. We can't. Obviously, we've got more to talk about, but obviously, I mean, you guys, you're fast action takers. You know what you want. And you really saw the value in what we're providing you. So we appreciate you guys. And I can say, speaking from the bottom of my heart, probably for all of us, Lawrence, Toby, Adam, we're truly honored to be here, and we're excited to be able to partner with you guys and work with you one-on-one on an individual basis.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to an incredible developing relationship and just value that we can all bring to each other's teams and help as many people as possible.
The only thing I wanted to add to that, Toby and Lawrence, what you guys were saying is, I mean, I remember back to like that. I'm getting like nostalgia where I'm like, I remember back to that first moment where, I got a smartphone and I'm looking at my email and I got a sale go through. And I was out like having dinner with my wife or something at the time, and I was just like, I can't believe it. I finally did it. I made money online, and I'm out doing other things. And it's like I want more families to be able to have that experience, that just like, Lawrence, Toby, Layla, Eric, we all talk about this, and it almost seems like it's magic, just like, the name of the group here, Magic Traffic Machine. It's magic. Like, man, how does that happen? And I want you guys to experience that in your life. I want you guys to be able to experience abundance. I want you guys to be able to experience, people's lives that you're going to touch. and sometimes when you're just starting out, you're like, well, I want to make money first. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But when you start, guys, when you start catching that vision of that blessing that you can be in other people's lives as well, SEO and PPC and all these other things that you're doing, they almost take on another meaning. And when you get really deep rooted in your business, and I'm really impressed, guys, with your teams, because these people are obviously action takers. They're ones that believe and they know and they feel that they just know that vision. They know exactly where they're going to be. They understand they're going to be on stage. They understand that they're going to get everything in life that they deserve. They're going to have the experiences that they dreamed of, and they're going to be able to just live their dreams and design their lifestyle. So, I'm proud of you guys. I'm excited to be a part of it. And just to finish up here, I mean, we've got client testimonials up the yin yang if you want to see them from people that we ranked, MLM company keywords to you name it. But we got more benefits.
These are actually kind of important because we didn't even really, we kind of talked about it, but we didn't really allude to it. What really makes us different. I think there's several, obviously you can see a bunch of bullets there, but I think the most important one is it's completely white hat. We're not doing any black hat. We're not doing anything that has any potential of, being banned by Google or any of that. It's completely legitimate. It's completely white hat. It's based on Google's terms and conditions. It's based around their algorithm. It's essentially update proof. I call it, when I think we were talking the other day, I was talking with Toby, and I said it's literally bulletproof SEO. You can't break it because it's private. It's a private blog network. It's ours. We own it. We're going to build one for you guys. And we're able to build this in such a fashion that you're able to rank pretty fast. You guys saw the one example we did at the very beginning where we were talking about some pretty big timeshare keywords. You're talking about companies that have, they're billion-dollar companies, and I'm able to rank up there within 45 to 60 days. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely insane what we're able to do in such a short period of time. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. If you're still on the fence, I'm not sure what else we can say at this point to push you over the edge other than go out there, make the choice, make the decision to start laying the foundation to change your life, to change the course of your business, and get out to that link. It's spiderwebseo.com/go. Adam, anything else you want to add, my friend? Lawrence, Toby?
No, I
don't know if there is too much more to say.
There's not. This is a pretty cool service. This is something I would be using and I will be using. And I just remember talking to Adam on a day it was kind of raining, and I was at my office, and I stepped outside. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. I got to talk to someone who's actually successful, And it's just funny, like thinking back then. It's like I'm working as a part-time marketer, but I'm a full-time engineer. But I want to be where Adam's at. And you were telling me about you were traveling. I can't remember where you were traveling. I'm like, man, that's what I want to do with my kids. I want to travel more. And I'm thinking fast forward now, I'm like, well, I can do that now. And you see, the thing is, you can be bogged down with all the stuff of learning new animals that come out from Google, or you just, leave it to a team and then you can focus on other things. Or you can just add on top of it. If you really do want to learn SEO, cool. You'll see kind of the stuff that is developing. But it's kind of cool to have a system that's been proven, marketers who actually use it. And this is just something I think is just a pretty cool bonus that we can pull these guys on to help our teams and help our customers.
Absolutely,
man. And I just thought of one quick thing. Again, I don't mean to go back to the techie stuff, but I know you guys are talking about your bonus and the content creation. And I just want to confirm this with Eric. I'm going to put Eric on the spot here. But we're going to go and we're going to be creating a lot of content for you guys. Obviously, you're going to be able to, and you will be, I'm sure, creating a lot of your own content for your Empower Network blog. If you need backlinks to that content in addition to all the stuff that we're creating for you, I'm absolutely sure we can do that. I just want to confirm that with Eric in terms of the software.
We can do anything. So yeah, absolutely. If you need links outside that, we'll figure something out, especially if you're one of like the first 20 here that are coming in, you know, we'll definitely work something out with you guys. And obviously, I mean, we got to talk to Lawrence and Toby too to make sure that we put it together right and make sure that it's going to be extremely valuable and beneficial to you guys. Absolutely.
Sweet.
Boom.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know a ton of people got a ton of value out there. We will have this recording up in the group, but for people for training wise, but the link obviously won't be live because I'm sure we went past our 20. If not, we'll be hitting that in the next couple of minutes here.